Flameo hot women and hot men, and my hot diggity day them.
Greetings, my good hotman.
Welcome back to Let's Explore Triggers, the series where we psychoanalyze our favorite characters in Avatar The Last Airbender with curiosity and a little chaos. We ask questions like what really pushes their buttons, what makes them tick, what secretly breaks them down inside, what's hiding beneath the surface. Quick reminder to subscribe to my channel if you want to watch more videos like this. Today's episode is all about Bonzu Pippin Pedalopsicopolis III.
Pippin Pedalopsicopolis the third.
I mean, Twinkle Toes.
Twinkle Toes.
Twinkle Toes?
I mean, Aang. Yeah, that guy. Now, what could our Guru Goody Goody possibly have that would trigger him? Isn't he the peace-loving vegetarian monk who solves problems with smiles and sky bison cuddles? Sure, but beneath all that zen lies a volcano. Aang grew up in the Southern Air Temple. No mention of his parents, nothing. No flashbacks, no bedtime stories, just monks. Especially monk Gyatso. And Gyatso wasn't just any mentor. He was a parent figure for Aang. And honestly, he was more mom than dad. Loving, protective, silly. The kind of energy that said, "You're just a kid, and I love that about you." But then, Aang is told at age 12, "You are the Avatar now. Not tomorrow, not next year, now." The Council of Monks decides to separate him from his tribe. And Aang panics. Who wouldn't? And he runs away. And that's where the wound begins. Abandonment, guilt, loss. Aang's whole vibe is joy, playfulness, hope. That's how he copes. Like Sokka with humor or Katara with passion, Aang uses positivity to deal with pain. But all that positivity vanishes when someone he loves is in danger. When that trigger hits, he doesn't just react, he erupts. He goes full Avatar state, and not the majestic, glowing peacekeeper kind. He loses himself completely and is taken over by his rage and grief. He abandons his sense of self. So why does he overreact? Why is it so hard for him to stay zen at moments like these? I mean, he is Mr. Spiritual, right? The reason why he explodes with fury is because he's still grieving. He lost his people, his home, his mentor, and maybe his parents too, before he even had memories of them. And that kind of early separation, it leaves a mark. Even a baby senses that absence. The premature separation from mother leaves a deeper scar than anyone can hardly notice in oneself. His biggest wound isn't just loss, it's blame too. He says it himself during chakra training. He blames himself for running away, for not being there to fight, for surviving when no one else did. Even though logic dictates that he would have been wiped out alongside his friends. Aang fears his power. He fears being in the Avatar state. And he fears what it reveals about him. All that detachment and meditation, and he's still being controlled by his destructive side. Every time he loses control, it's a betrayal to his teachings. So instead of facing that side, he suppresses it. He runs away from anger, from grief, from that deep, ugly hurt. But on the other hand, he betrays his true human nature because suppression is self-inflicted damage. And that's why his triggers hit so hard. He's in an inner conflict of being true to his nature and the valuable teachings he received from the monks. One of his human nature sides is his feelings for Katara. They are said to be the loss of his loved ones being reincarnated. And I believe that it's not just about Monk Gyatso and his monk friends. It's also about his biological mother. This might be a reach here, but I think Aang subconsciously fell in love with Katara because she comes off as motherly, and Aang was separated from his mother at a very young age. And it might also be the reason for Katara being drawn to Aang because Aang is careless and playful, something she lacked in herself growing up. Aang's big heart is reserved for the ones he knows and loves. He's not trying to save the world when he explodes. He's trying to save his world. He becomes terrifying, not because he's evil, but because he's in agony. Aang is the Avatar, yes, but he's also just a kid. A kid trying to carry the world's expectations while still healing from childhood loss. He didn't get to grow up slow and steady. He had to go from monkey tricks to monk wisdom overnight. His joy and positivity isn't fake, but it is a coping mechanism. And that's what makes him human. His triggers aren't flaws. They're proof that he feels deeply, that he loves fiercely, that he's still learning to hold both peace and pain in the same heart. So next time you see Aang laughing with Momo or flying with Appa, remember, there's more to him than cheerful air gliding or penguin sliding. Thanks for joining me on this journey through Aang's emotional landscape. If you feel a twinkle in your eyes but not your toes, drop a comment below and subscribe to my channel. What do you think Aang's deepest wound is? And who should I analyze next? Until next time, stay flamin'!